Alright, hello. So, this one's gonna be another VOD review. This one's gonna be a very high roll VOD review. Also, I just want to point out, so this is stage 4 too. My VOD didn't record properly, so I wasn't sure if I was gonna upload this, but I needed my daily upload, and I'm a bit busy. So we're gonna go over this one. It's a very high roll spot. We're gonna look for mistakes and look for like general game plan and how to convert your game really well. Cause the lobby was, despite what I have, the lobby is quite strong. So there's still stuff you can learn from some of these spots as well. I also think the next time I do a VOD review, I'm gonna pick like a really bad loss and go over that as well. So stay tuned for the VOD reviews as well as like, maybe I'll upload some losses so there's a little bit of variety on this channel. Okie dokie. So the trait that I got is this. It's called Shimmering Inventors, right? So what Shimmering Inventors does is you deal 7% extra damage for every 10 gold you have or something like that. Piltovers. So your Piltovers deal 7% gold, so at max, it's 35% bonus damage, right? Which is insane, right? So basically it's an augment that if I'm at 50 gold, it's plus 35% damage, right? It also, which is the craziest part about this augment, it gives you an echo, right? Giving you an echo is insane. So you get an echo for free. So I actually had a Piltover opener. So I had a Jayce and I had an Ori. So what you usually do with this spot is probably the best unit out of all of these Piltover units. Obviously there's Heimer, but Heimer is like high roll. The best unit is Jayce, right? You can actually play Jayce reroll with a Jayce opener. So you can play Jayce reroll even without Piltover, and it would still be insanely strong. It's just very good. Jayce is a very good unit. So what also worked out really well for me is that not only do you get like the Jayce, you basically commit to Jayce reroll. You don't really care too much about Piltover. You're trying to like lose streak, so you lose stage 2 and then win out when spike. So what you kind of do is you're just trying to natural into your Jayce 2. You're not really kind of rolling for it. You just want to lose streak stage 2, get your Piltover stacks, and then kind of push to level 7 so you can roll for Jayce 3. Right? That's basically the regular guide. Your board doesn't always look like this because it depends on your cash out. You might not be able to fit in all the units. A lot of times you don't have the Heimer, which is a bit scary. So it forces you to like push gold to hit the Jayce. You don't want to push too much gold because this thing is gold dependent to deal your 35%. So sometimes like if you lose gold, this drops. Right? And then if you're only doing like 7% extra, you're basically down like a whole augment because 7% is like shit all, right? It's like nothing. But usually the units that you're putting in is you keep your Vi, you keep your Jayce, you keep this. You have this guy for Piltover, so that's your Piltover. And then you're trying to either you want to put in one gunner. Like Graves is okay, but a lot of times you put in Jinx, Warwick instead. And that's your like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, right? This guy or Jinx, right? I prefer to have more frontline. So a lot of times it's like no Graves, right? So a lot of times it's this for Jinx and no Heimer. And that's your board on 7. We can play it now. That's like the little intro thing that I wanted to tell you. So I also got a good augment. I got anti-heal here, so I don't have to worry about building anti-heal. This is red buff. I know I got comments, my handwriting's messy, but sometimes the mouse don't work. I'm actually an artist. Did you guys know I'm an art streamer? Or did you guys know that like my primary profession is art? not like profession, but like my online presence is as an artist. I have an art channel that is dying, so I do this to make myself feel less sad. This is the meme build. I don't understand this. I hate this so much. I see people do it. If you look up the stats on it, it's not good. And I don't know why people still do it. I think some kind of YouTuber did it and then like everybody's doing it now, or some kind of streamer did it and said it's good. But like none of the challenger players do it. If you look in like Diamond Plus lobbies, it's not good ever. Even, and he doesn't even have thing. Right? Because I double checked the stats because I didn't want to talk shit. But like it really don't work out. Anyways, I super high rolled this position because I have a Heimer, right? I gave him double Goldo and a Shrinko because I want the Shrinko for Shred, right? I don't need... You usually take one Mechano, but I didn't hit it, and I wanted to win out because I was worried about this lobby. This lobby is giga strong, right? You saw a guy with Swain 3 already. The reason I got these Piltover stacks was because I had like a Jayce 2, and I still was lose streaking, right? So like most of this lobby had like really strong boards, which made it really easy for me to play the Piltover line, because like Piltover is really hard when like some people are strong, some people aren't, because then you could get griefed, or you could like lose a lot of health, and then you end up a lot of time like you lose health to like the high people, and then like you're really low health. If you look at me, I'm not even that low health, because basically everybody was strong early game. I can't really show it, but everybody had like 2-star units. So what happened was I was able to just like level and play strong, right? Because everybody was so strong that I wasn't really worried about griefing my own Piltover streak. Oh, sorry, the screen's black a little bit. Gathering items here. So the BIS items on Jayce. So in case you don't know and you want to know. Also, sorry about no cam. It's just I've been sleep deprived and thing. Right, you usually want Gunblade, Last Whisper, and Guard Breaker. So I'm greeting for these items, right? So, you know, it's the Shurima one, so you can gain the items, so it's okay to put it on. But this is, I think, BIS. Like, I looked it up on stats, and I think this is the best for 3-star Jayce. He's your main carry, so you want like the good items. These two items, Guard Breaker and Last Whisper, they give a bit of attack speed, so you don't need him to have like a Jinsu or anything, you don't really care. And then Gunblade is just like good for everything. Here I'm rolling it down for Jayce. As you'll see, because I rolled it down, I lost my damage, right? So now I'm at like 14% or something. No, I'm at 7% actually, right? So you'll see that the fight it's not like close here because this guy's kind of, actually no, this one's close. This guy has the Ionia board, right? So as you can see, I'm probably going to lose this one, which is scary if you're like low health Piltover, right? This was a high roll position because I'm high health with Piltover, or relatively high health. Like I'm Piltover and like I'm higher health than like half the lobby, right? Which is pretty high roll. But look, I end up losing, so I lose a little bit of health. But like I said, it's not that much because it was like a 1-unit loss. And then I also took this one. I just wanted like combats, so that's why I took this last augment, by the way. For Heimer, something I didn't say before that I was on a thought and I lost my thought. So I took Shrinko for Shred, Gold, Execute, plus Gold. And then what you want is you want a Mechano, right? So you want the this is my Fireball for Heimer. What this does is it causes spread, right? So what you see how this bullet is only shooting it straight ahead, right? You see how this is only shooting one target? The Mechano causes the Shrinko to spread everywhere. Now the reason I didn't go for Mechano is because I just didn't roll into it. I hit this Heimer early and I want to stay on a lot of gold. So I just said, fuck it, 2 golds helps me stay at a lot of gold, right? Because it makes them drop more gold. So that's good for my synergy of this Piltover one. The Heimer's already doing damage, right? I have this in burn and this in shred. So I'm in a very good spot where Mechano, I don't necessarily need to, even though it's probably better, I don't need it. It's not like essential to spread my Shrinko. And it's also not essential to have the burn. Oh, here's the thing. And then they also drop gold. It's so busted. They also drop gold. I even forgot to say that if you looked at the writing when it was on this screen. It's so broken. Like, if you hit this and you don't get a first, I'm willing to say it's your problem. Like you know, maybe if you're contested Jayce, it's not your fault, but I feel like what beats that? It's insane. You should always try and convert it. But anyways, look, so I'm rebuilding econ because I want to make sure that I keep my stacks. You kind of want to slow roll, stay above 50 gold, right? I have 4 Piltover in, but this trait buffs Piltover units, and it's a Heimer that's extra. So this is for frontline. This is also frontline because it's rogue. Maybe I can swap out the Echo for somebody else, but I just said, you know what? Echo does some damage. He can, like, kill some backline units maybe. So that's why I'm playing 4 Piltover instead of just 3. Because I have the Fawn anyways, and it's like I'm not going to swap Echo for, like, Jinx 1, right? And then what you want to try and push, you want to push levels to get in 4 Gunner, right? Because there's the Gunner stack. So I'm holding my 4 Gunners, but you want to stay above 50. The Piltover caps out at 50, the trait, so you don't have to worry about, like, you know, saving beyond that, right? It's not like Hedge Fund or Zon Rise or anything like that. Anyways, we can skip a bit ahead. So I'm just trying to, the thing that's most important in these spots here is making sure that you convert your situation well. So here I didn't really scout properly to play against rogues. I think I played the rogue guy before and it was fine, but as you can see here, my Jayce got killed. So before, like, you should always place your unit kind of like this, right, where this is your carry. I won anyways because I'm just really strong. You want your carry here, and then the rogues prioritize backline, they run in here. Sorry, I feel like I have to sneeze. Okay, I don't. Because there's like a little corner here that you can put him in, and it makes him safe. He's a little bit more vulnerable, but with rogues, all the front line dashes to the back line, so then even though he looks like he's vulnerable, he's not, because none of these units are going to go to him. They're just going to go to backline. I'm just looking at it again because I'm in disbelief at how much gold I'm getting. So with the double goldo and the trait and everything, as you can see, I'm just like hard getting a lot of econ. When you have a lot of money, right? Like, let's say there is no challenger player in the lobby, I don't think so, but let's say there was a challenger player. What I should do is you should buy these units and put them on bench. Because this 60 gold, you're not gaining more interest, right? If I'm like 60 gold, as long as I'm above 50 gold, it's fine. So putting units on your bench, it doesn't really matter. And you just want to grief the other people, right? There's no shame in griefing people because, like, when you get to higher elo, I don't know if you're diamond or above diamond. I'm in diamond, everybody griefs everybody, right? It's called, like, doing your win cons and not. See, so I grabbed them anyways because I'm just trying to see if I can get better odds for Affilios. But every time the round ends, it's hard to think about these things when you're, like, you know, getting railed or losing or having problems, right? But you should look around. So, like, here I might grab this Ari because it's a Deathblade and it's good for me. And it's a 5 cost, yeah. And I grief the other guy of his Ari. There's a guy with a lot of health, right? He can try and figure out a way to beat my board, right? Because I'm lower health than him and he can spend time. And these guys too, right? You never know, right? There's so many times that people hit 3-star 4 cost and I just get absolutely robbed of a first, right? So if you're in a position like this where you're kind of coasting, play active, right? I got my Affilios. I think I got to level 8 because I'm still above 50 gold level 8. Deathblade on Affilios, who cares, right? If I get a Jinsu's, it would be great for him. 3 Gunner. I could swap out the Echo for Jinx, but this guy has the Shimmering buff on him and it's Jinx 1, so in my head I'm like, whatever, I'll just leave in the Echo because I'm not worried yet. 4 Gunner is probably better just because my Jayce does more damage probably than the Echo. Oh, it's my game crashed, I think. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, no, it came back later. Or it's like it got minimized for some reason. Right? So what I'm doing is I'm scouting, right? Look, this guy's Pandora's bench, right? I don't know what he's going for. So I'm trying to see. And oh, I took out the Vi. No, I should take out the Echo. What are you doing? What are you doing, Fenrir? Put this back in. You need frontline. You don't need the... Oh, I'm so stupid. I think I did that by accident. Because I'm looking. I'm like, okay, what is he going for? Is he going for this? I don't see anything, right? Because he doesn't have any. Oh, I can move this out of the way. This guy, like, they don't have anything on bench, right? Like, there's nothing on bench that seems concerning me, so I'm like, I don't have to, like, roll. Because I have, like, 20 extra gold. I can roll down to 50. Like, I can decide, fuck it, I stay level 8. Right? I could say, fuck it, I stay level 8. Or, sorry, here. I stay level 8. And I just use this money to roll to deny other people. Right? If I think, like, my capped board is stronger than their capped board, then I can just use the money to roll here and deny them all of their 3 stars and their 4 costs and their whatever. You should always think about how you can deny other people their victories, because that's like half and half, right? I high rolled this position and you want to convert it, right? I was able to greed for bis items on Jayce. So now I have bis items on Jayce, I have max damage because of this Piltover thing. I'm thinking of going 9 and just putting in a bunch of legendary units because I don't see anything to grief of those people, right? Like, if they hit Nico 3, right? It's like, I'm not going to roll for Nikos, right? Or if that guy hits Tarek 3, it's like, I don't think that's going to make a difference, right? Because my board's already capped. I think it's more beneficial for me to go 9 and outcap the guy if he's just going to spend all his money rolling for Nikos. I get an RFC. It's not the best thing, but I just want attack speed on this guy. I still don't understand why I didn't put in Vi. I think Vi would be way better. I think it's like sell the Echo, put Hodge on this guy, and then put in Vi, right? But I think I'm just like, I think my logic is that if it's not broke, don't, like, it's not broke, it's fine, right? So, like, the Bruiser, it might just be because of Bruiser, right? Like, the Vi is frontline unit, but it's like a Vi 2, and my Sedge is the one that's tanking everything anyways. And it's like Bruiser just adds, like, you know, Bruiser 2 only adds like 100 HP, right? It's not like that big of a deal, right? The Vi's still tanking everything, so I'd rather just have more damage. I think it's valid. It might be valid the way I'm doing it, but I think it just looks silly. Like, it looks like it's wrong, but it might be. I think it's fine. I think it's fine because I have Hodge. I think, like, I don't want to sell the Echo because I'd rather level and put in Scion, I think is what I'm thinking, right? But the important thing is, like, you can't think too far ahead. I'm pretty sure that's what I was thinking. I was thinking this is going to be Scion on level 9, right? But I put it in anyways, right? I think the logic is that, oh, look, I started holding Nikos as well. See, this is me being active. And I think the logic is like, oh, it's going to be a Scion anyways, but you shouldn't take out the unit for something that you don't have yet, right? It's not like, well, that's going to be a Scion anyway, so I don't need it in the board. That's something I do a lot, which I think is really bad. Like, I'm trying to pre-jack the board conversion, if that makes sense. Right, so I'm like, oh, my bis board is like Scion this and this, but then I'm like taking out the weaker units ahead of time because I'm like, well, I don't need it because I'm gonna have Scion, but it's like I don't have Scion yet. Anyways, look, I'm just gaining gold. It's me against this guy. I'm thinking of swapping this for this, which is good. Gangplank is probably better because the Gangplank cast can help this guy. I can swap out Nasus for Aatrox, which is gonna be good. I can also swap out, if I hit Nasus 2, I can also swap out the Warwick, because who really cares about Zon? I think it's like Shimmer Injector or something on this guy, so, you know, it helps a little bit, but it doesn't help that much. But yeah, this isn't even close. So this guy is 8 Sork, I think. Right, you'll see how broken he's 8 Sork, he has Ari, he's going for Nico for some reason. But he doesn't have Nico on board. I don't know what he's doing. But I think he's having Nikos to grief the other guy, or he's thinking of switching somebody. But yeah, look how much damage my Jayce does. So now what I'm thinking is, if I see an Ari, I have to hold the Ari. I see the Scion, so I'm going to grab Scion. It's on my side, which is great. This guy's probably going to grab... Yeah, he just grabbed the Gangplank. If I got the Gangplank, it was Gangplank 2. Oh, did I just take blue buff? Why did I take blue buff? What? Is that a misclick? Oh, I took blue buff for Gangplank. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna hold this Ari to deny him RE2 because he only has RE1. I'm checking if he has RE1 because he's not gonna hit RE3, right? You know what I mean? Like, so if he has RE2 already, then you don't have to hold it. I grab a Scion. I'm thinking like maybe I leave this in and I convert to Scion 2 if I hit Scion 2. I just swap it out anyways. Yeah, that's fine. I know my thought process because when I look at the board, I think the same way. So, but it's just like now I have like not the panic of like doing multiple things. So like the only thing I have to focus on is what can I do better in this board. But yeah, it's not even close. So this was very high roll, right? But the main takeaways that I want to show, which I guess like, you know, in VOD review, there wasn't many big mistakes, but the main things was like, you know, staying above 50, right? You saw that I lost a round because I dipped below 50. That could have been the difference of me losing it if I wasn't 40 health. Let's say I was 1 HP, right? The only round I lost after my cash out was the round that, 1 HP, right? The only round that I lost was when I rolled for Jayce, right? So I rolled for Jayce to try and spike, and then I lost that round, right? If I was 1 HP, I definitely lose the game. It made sense because I was multiple HP, so I was like, you know what? If I lose a round, I can rebuild my econ anyways. But that's something to keep in mind. Even if you have like a really high roll or a piltover cash out, you don't want to like accidentally make yourself weaker for one turn. Because like, you know, depending on how the people's boards are, you might be screwed. I greeted items because I was high money, high health, right? And I had the piltover cash out. My cash out was also pretty good because I got a fawn and I got a bunch of money, right? I didn't gain like Thieves Glove. I think one of the worst cash outs that I get that I absolutely hate is when you get Thieves Gloves. Because what happens is a lot of times like I have the items on the units already, and then it's like it doesn't matter for me to Thieves Gloves like some units that have no items, because like I already slammed like look, if I got Thieves Gloves and then I put on a Felios, it's like I already have a Felios items, right? You know what I mean? So I got good cash out because the font, and then I also high rolled this Heimer, and Heimer does so much damage because he also gets the piltover thing. Even if he wasn't, like Heimer is like probably more damage than Jayce, but if you look at the whole game, I think it's just because Jayce lives longer, right? And then the last thing to do is like, you know, look, you have a lot of money, deny, right? I'm holding these Aries because he's RE1. Is RE2 really gonna kill me? Is that gonna be the difference that I lose the game? I don't know, probably not, but I'm not chancing it. I'm holding these Aries, and he can hold that L, you know? I get destroyed by people hitting God augments all the time, you know? I'm getting my first, and he can get a second, you know? It's fine. But in my head, I'm like, if I 2-star any of these, I'm still playing for, right? Even though it looks like it's a guaranteed win, you never know with TFT, right? He's not going for Silco. If he was going for Silco, maybe I roll down a little bit, but I still want to stay above 50, right? But anyways, easiest first of my life. I think I gained like 20 LP for that because the LP is really bad because I'm in like piss low. But yeah, so that is the... I call this piltover an emergency because it's like I only want to upload this if I ran out of videos. So that's the main thing. But like I said, if you're doing a normal piltover cash out, usually it's this. You usually have a Felios, and then you're playing like these units. I think the biggest problem with piltover cash out is that if you don't gain the fawn, right, or you're not level 8, then you can't fit in your board as well as you can. You usually don't have this and you have a Felios, and then you have this. Like, what I mean is like, you want to go 2-gunner, right? I think 4-gunner is bait. 4-gunner is bait because you need the front line. So as you can see here, I established a really powerful front line. I have triple item Sedge. Sedge is probably the best thing to front line. If you don't, you put them on Nasus. If you don't, like, you know, it depends. And then your backline damage, you need good items. Yep, and then I have my TX as well, which helps me out. Alright, so chat, if you ever see this augment, you take it and you win. Okay, don't at me if you lose. That's on you. See ya.